You just Google search Hidden Fourth Branch 4TH. You can get to the website, Amazon, YouTube, just Hidden Fourth Branch. It'll come up #1. So it's pretty easy. Watch the votes, real good too, on Facebook. So, and we've had a lot of complaints submitted regarding this electronic monitoring, the duplicate vote system. We've had over 180 complaints downloaded. It's growing daily. We've got about 20 states left, so we got a lot of time to continue to do this, specifically California, because the grand jury there is very friendly. The Los Angeles County wrote a letter back when Subio sent his complaint in, and they wrote him back and said, yeah, we got it. So we can actually do this, and we're doing it, and it's rather exciting. There's 3,141 counties, and we got to hit as many as we can. And if the GOP is exposed even more than what we're seeing in the delegate games and the inconsistencies, incorrect voting, etc., we can make a huge difference for Ron Paul. And so I want to go a little bit further into the power of the grand jury, just for the sole purpose of empowering people, hopefully providing motivation to actually do this, because it's right there on the website, hiddenfourthbranch.com, primary voting machine accountability. The complaint is already there. You just basically download it, and you edit it, and then you get it over to your district attorney, or if you're in California or Oregon, you can go right to a civil grand jury, and it goes directly to them. So we've made it purposely simple, and people are doing it. It's rather exciting. But you might have heard of Governor Blagojevich. Yep. He went to jail. You remember?
Grand jury right there. I made some notes from watching your video. Blagojevich, they got Nixon, they got Tom DeLay. So the grand jury has worked, and that's the main reason why I wanted to get you on here, is because we need to do something about this voter fraud, because if we as the people just sit back and let this happen, I mean, what does that say about us? So,
well, it's not so much. See, here's the deal, okay? This thing is so powerful. The grand jury is so powerful. The powers that be are afraid of it, okay? The grand jury is 796 years old. It's tied to the Constitution through the Fifth Amendment. It's been affirmed by the Supreme Court over a dozen times, and the powers that be cannot get rid of it. The only thing they can do is perpetrate ignorance upon the American people, and they have done this very well. Because when a lot of people either get on it or submit complaints, there's a lot of corrupt people going to jail. You know, last year, Rajat Gupta, he was with Goldman Sachs. He was a former director of Goldman Sachs, doing insider trading. Somehow a grand jury got a complaint, indicted him, off to jail you go. I mean, I in the book I've got a long list of political positions, high level, and we're talking county level. We've got DAs, sheriffs, judges. State level, we've got state legislators, governors, even state Supreme Court justices. We've got congressmen, senators. And I mean, this thing is very powerful. And in order for the American people to be oppressed, we have got to not know the great friend of liberty in the grand jury, because the grand jury, as a fourth branch, has been there to provide accountability upon the government.
Yes, exactly, and that's why we're on this move. I know tomorrow we're supposed to be even going more into it about the precinct captains and the delegates, but I wanted to know if you had any of the states which you are, or I can announce it later, if you had any of the states where we don't have anybody or we're missing a lot of people, in case someone's listening and they're in a state. I know you said, like in my area in Los Angeles, you said someone had already filed the complaint.
Yeah, for your county, yeah.
Yeah, for my county.
Yeah, there's 58 counties in California. We got till June 5th, so we got a lot of time there. We've got Wisconsin's coming up on the 3rd. It's kind of too late. Texas, well, Ron Paul's going to take that. It's his home state. April 24th, we got Connecticut, Delaware, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. New York has got a really good grand jury system. That's where in Kings County, Supreme Court Justice of New York, Gerald P. Garson, was taken out by a county grand jury. May 8th, we got Indiana, North Carolina, West Virginia. May 15th, Nebraska, Oregon. We've got Arkansas, Kentucky, and then in June we finally got 5 states, and in later June is Utah. So we got about 21 states left plus D.C. So we still have a lot of time. Download the complaints, get them to the grand juries, and just really expose this, hold the corruption accountable. I wanted to go ahead and read one more. When I say the fourth branch, I want to read some words from Justice Scalia about this power. This is in United States versus Williams. And Scalia is still a Supreme Court justice. He wrote this, rooted in long centuries of American Anglo history, the grand jury is mentioned in the Bill of Rights, but not in the body of the Constitution. And it has not been textually assigned, therefore, to any of the branches described in the first three articles. It is a constitutional fixture in its own right. What he says is, basically, the grand jury is not found in the text of Article 1, 2, 3, which is legislative, executive, judicial. It's not been textually assigned, and therefore, it is a constitutional fixture in its own right. And as the American people learn this power, and that's why I wrote the book, to overcome the ignorance perpetrated upon the American people so we can hold corruption accountable. And here's with this election accountability duplicate vote, what we have here is a way it's hands-on, let's get busy, let's get our country back, because this is just one thing that the grand jury can do.
Yeah, but it's a big thing from what I was checking out your video and reading. I mean, to get these votes out, because once, let's say the things go as planned and we're able to get one in one of the states, I mean, imagine what that would do if it turned out that there was so much corruption and the votes were way different. I mean, that would cause, oh man, I would love for it to happen. I can't wait for it to happen. That's why I want to do everything we can to do that. I think every single Ron Paul supporter out there, from listening to my show earlier, obviously the media is playing a big role. We talked to Jim yesterday about that, and you guys yesterday about that. So, I mean, the media with this, all the corruption that's going on, the more and more that we can expose it and get it out there, the more and more people are going to start waking up and realizing, like, hey, I am getting played. Hey, Ron Paul is speaking for me. He's not an isolationist.
Oh, yeah.
He really does care for me and care for my family. So, I mean, we got to get this information out there. I suggest everybody that's listening, and you got friends and Ron Paul supporters, wherever, go to Watch the Vote 2012 on Facebook, join, and we need to download as many as we can, get some more people on it, and try to get these results out there and find out what the truth is. Now, I know we're coming up to the top of the hour, Kelly, so any minute now my music might be coming on. Is there anything else you want to tell the people before the end of the show? And then I know towards the end of the week, tomorrow and the next day, we're going to be discussing more about the delegates and the precinct captains.
Well, I'm convinced that we're setting mines, okay? It's like a minefield. I'm convinced that one of these is going to go off. The absolute bias against Ron Paul from the GOP is going to cause us to have they've got to be doing this with the electronic machines. There's going to be a Democratic district attorney who's going to run with this because, he doesn't like the GOP, obviously. Well, one of the reasons why Tom DeLay was taken out is Ronnie Earl, his nemesis, was a Democrat in Travis County, Texas. He kept going to grand juries over and over, so there's a lot of hope that, if an honest Republican district attorney works for the grand jury, but more importantly, if a Democrat district attorney is working with the grand jury, we're going to have this, we're going to see it, and one of these mines is going to go off in the minefield and expose this, and it could literally topple one of the top two, that's standard media, maybe Romney or Santorum. But when these goes off, yeah, it's going to be national news that hey, and then very possibly with cheating of the GOP, except Ron Paul might have a chance going third party then.
Hey, whatever way for him to get there, I don't care what road he takes. I love the fact that he's in the Republican Party, though, because it's like he's infiltrating the Republican Party. And I've always said, we the people, we need somebody to infiltrate these parties because they infiltrated the parties. The parties don't stand for what they used to stand for. But, we are coming up to the top of the hour, so I know any minute now the music's going to come in. I don't want it to cut any one of us off, Kelly. But, again, you can get Kelly's book at Amazon.com, the Hidden Fourth Branch. And we will be talking to Watch the Vote 2012 coming up tomorrow and the next day. But, Kelly, man, I appreciate you giving me these interviews and talking to me. And I'm also going to be getting your book myself because I want to take a read and check it out. And I'm pretty sure we'll be hearing from you, if not tomorrow or the next day.
All right. Well, hey, thanks.
All right, Kelly, man. I'll probably talk to you later today like we always do.
All right.
All right. And that's our cue right there. Like I was saying, we are at the top of the hour. I'm Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media. Check me out tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Bye.
We need radical to